So let's explore the very basic concepts of HTML. We're going to look at the idea of using what we call tags. Okay, so tags are what we use, they're just pieces of code where we can surround the actual content. And when I say content, I'm talking about text or images or even videos, right? So open up the index.html file that you saved on your hard drive and copy down this particular structure right here. So these are what we call HTML tags, and you'll want to copy this down identically. So remember, you can pause the video throughout this series in order to take the time to copy it down. And I want to reiterate that you need to make sure you don't get into the habit of just copying this code. You want to listen to these explanations more than anything. This is the most important part. So we'll write some code and I'll give you an explanation, but be sure you're paying attention during the explanation more than anything. It becomes very easy to just copycat from the code that I put onto the page. So go ahead and put down your code, and this is what we call the basic structure of an HTML document. So once you have this copied down in your document, let's talk about the structure. Let's look at this line by line. This first line here is what we call the document type declaration. And all that means is we're saying this document is an HTML document. Everything below here is HTML. Now, you don't technically need this here, but don't get into the habit of not including it. It's very important that you do include it because this will be considered a valid HTML document as long as you do include this. Now, you'll see that what HTML tags have is this kind of characteristic of having an opening tag and then a closing tag. So this next line here, line 2, says HTML in these angle brackets here. So that's an opening HTML tag, and then its fellow closing tag is right here. And the only difference between the two is this / in front of the word HTML here. Now, we have this head tag here, and then this closing head tag. So look at lines 3 through 5. Whatever you put in between these head tags will not show up in the actual browser window, okay? But what you do put inside the body tags will. So I want you to think of the body tags as the kind of where the actual meat of your content will go, okay? So let's look at this page now in a browser. And again, we can do that just by opening up this page in a browser. I can right click on it and say open with Google Chrome. And then here we go. Now, as you can see, it's an empty page. There's nothing inside of it, right? So the reason why is because even though we have some content up here, remember, anything that's inside this head section is not going to show up in the document. Now, I want to bring up another point here. You'll see that we do this idea of nesting. You can put tags inside of tags, right? So like this head opening tag and this head closing tag, they have something inside of it. They've got this title tag. So the title's got an opening tag and a closing tag, and you'll notice that this title here, that's the same as this title here at the top of our browser. I know that's hard to see, but that's basically the title that's going to show up on your browser window. So that's what we use this special title tag for. So that's also very important to include. Now, inside the body, you can go ahead and type something out. I'm just going to type something like that and save the file. On a Mac, you can do Command S to save, and then refresh this page, and there you go. You'll see that it's showing up. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little better. So that's how we add content. We're going to be adding all of our content, or at least most of it, to inside of the body tags. Now, keep in mind the head tags are very important. We're going to be including all kinds of other things in there to make these documents unique. So we can make each page kind of unique and import special pieces of code, and that's what we're going to reserve the space in the head tag for.